So what is the first thing that we are all going to do? Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a 1 in front, and then we're going to put a dollar sign, correct? And what we do is we break this down into two. The higher price is the price at which you buy. This is what we pay. The lower price is the price at which you sell. This is what you receive. So let's say you tell the money changer, I wish to buy 1 euro. If you wish to buy 1 euro, then you have to pay 1.2323. That means you pay the higher price, IB. Okay. So I want all of you to copy this down. Alright, so if you pay 1.2323 US dollars, how many contracts can you buy? That depends on whether we do a standard or a mini, correct? So let's look at the contract specifications for Euro US. For Euro US, what is the minimum quantity for standard? 100,000 euros. And for mini, it is 10,000 euros. But you don't need 100, neither do you need 10. You need only 1% of 100,000 and 1% of 10,000. Okay? So our margin, which is our investment, is 100,000 of euro, which is 1,000 euro for standard contracts. For mini contract, it's 1% of 10,000, which is 100 euros. Now, if 1 euro is 1.2323 US dollars, then 1,000 euros is 1,232 US dollars. Similarly, 100 euros is 123 US dollars. Okay? So please write this down. Now what I highly recommend is, if you're taking notes, you take notes on the left side of your workbook. For example, this particular example is on page, what page number is this? 4. So you take this down on the left hand side of page 4. What you do is you remove that page, you write it, and then you put it back inside. IB? The reason being is when you go home and you revise, it's easier for you to revise because you have written this in context to which slide. IB? Otherwise, if you write it on separate pieces of paper, you will not know you wrote it in context to which slide. Unless, if you write it on a separate piece of paper, I strongly recommend you write over there which page number was it with reference to the workbook. IB? Otherwise, you will not know it was in reference to which page of the workbook. Now, when you look at currencies, you will notice every currency has a currency code. For example, the currency code for US dollar is USD, for euro is EUR, for Japanese yen is JPY, and so on and so forth. Does anyone know what's the currency code for Singapore dollar? Yes, SGD. Okay, so every currency has a currency code. Now, when you look at currencies, it's always a pair. For example, Euro US. So you'll always see two currencies. Now, why is that? To understand that, just imagine if you go to a money changer and what we usually do is we give one currency in exchange for another currency, right? So for example, if it's Euro US, when you're giving US, you're selling. When you're receiving Euro, you are buying. So currency is always a pair. Now, why is this pair a major currency pair? A major currency pair is a currency pair that has got US dollar in it. So, whenever you see a US dollar in a pair, that's a major currency pair. The next category is called a commodity currency. Commodity currencies are for countries like